that gets you more Oscars than Aliens these days.
Which also goes to my point about Coraline for The Substance, because last year a lot of people were upset that Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated for Barbie. So here we have a golden opportunity to give a female director an award, which she truly deserves, I think, in my opinion. We actually need, or the world kind of needs, I guess, a female, inspiration for directing.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 90 of Rage Whale with special guest from New Jersey, Peter, joining us back again for our discussion on the Oscars nominations and snubs. We also bring up the new film Companion and some movie news around Final Destination, Jurassic World, Fantastic Four and The Faculty. Enjoy! Welcome to episode 90, and we have James and Drew as usual, and we've got Peter. I'm going to say from New Jersey this time because that's where you're from, rather than saying New York all the time. I keep thinking it's the same place, but it's not really, is it?
Well, they both put new in, so
yeah.
This is I call the sixth borough of New York because most of the people that are here started in New York.
Moved out to get better homes and stuff.
Yeah, like if it wasn't me, it was my parents. If it wasn't my friends' parents, it was their parents, etc.
I was trying to work out, not great for the audio listeners, but what's the picture behind you? And that's
isn't it Red Dwarf?
So, in honor of the Oscars today, Mr. Ray Fiennes from The Menu, I painted a while ago.
Right, I was going to say The Menu, and I thought...
Doesn't it look like the Matey Boy off, from the half? It looks like Matey Boy off Red Dwarf, doesn't it? Crichton.
I know what you mean, yeah. But that's great.
I thought it was concave because you were talking about Oscars. I thought...
Well, you had the face right.
Yeah.
Correct face.
But no, I didn't paint anything for conclave. No.
Bad with costumes. Yeah.
And before we move on and tell the people what we're about to do this week, we'll do a miniature...
Back to school with Rage Whale. Here's show and tell.
Yeah, we've got Peter's painting there. Drew and James got me this t-shirt.
Ooh.
But even better than my t-shirt is Drew's t-shirt.
Well,
show James.
I've seen it.
The Dyslexorcist. Your mother cooks socks in hell.
I just thought it's, being dyslexic, it's very apt t-shirt for me to wear. And then people might forgive me for messing up words.
Very good. Well, today we're going to talk about the Oscars, the snubs, who we're going to predict to win. I've written down 16 subjects. I think there's over 20, but we're not doing like animated shorts and the random stuff that none of us have seen. So
just a quick one. Did you see at the was it the Grammys?
This is the movie news.
They dropped the trailer for Megan 2.
Yeah. I
saw
that
in June or something, or July. June, was it?
But they're really, I've only saw it like half an hour ago.
Also, the new Jurassic Park trailer comes out on Wednesday.
Yeah, well, there's a few new trailers coming out. You've got Final Destination came out today. A whole death scene came out. Jurassic World on Wednesday, and Fantastic Four also Wednesday, I believe.
No one cares about Fantastic Four. Give up.
60 stars. It's gonna be cool as fuck.
Yeah, I know, but it's one of them ones that's got the same curse as the Hulk. They can't make a good Hulk movie. They gave up. They need to do the same with the Fantastic Four, I think.
Also, while we're on movie news then, a couple of other things. Heard about Scream 7. They've now got like Matthew Lillard back in it.
He's already been in 2 Scream films.
Was he?
Yeah, he was in Scream 2.
And the other guy, the other bad guy in number 1, he's in it as well, apparently.
Matthew Lillard.
No, the two
has Stu Macker.
Both the bad guys from number 1 are going to be in the new one.
Well, the other bad guy is dead because he's haunting her in he's one of their fathers.
Really?
Yeah, Skeet Ulrich. Yeah.
Well, either the news is lying or the news
Yeah,
is
he might be. He was in the
changing
last
shit.
one though, but as like a kind of a whisper on her shoulder. He wasn't like a physical person. But the guy that played with the television film on his face, he played an extra in a party scene in Scream 2. So he has been in 2 Scream films.
I don't remember any of the Screams apart from the first one.
Same.
1 and 2 were the proper ones, and then it kind of dipped a bit, and then they got good recently.
I reckon Scream 7 could be a rewrite, like ignoring number 2 to number 6.
Oh,
I
you
think
think
they
like
should bring
it's
him back.
so good that it'll yeah. I mean,
Also,
5 and 6 is great though. To be
There'd be
fair,
a lot of original cast appearing in it, even the
If
dead
they
one.
don't bring back Matthew Lillard, I think everyone will be fuming.
they are though. They are.
They have. He's back.
Yeah, but they've said it's unofficial. He said
Well,
maybe
official.
it's official now, is it?
And
Oh, so
it could
why
be
did
a
they ruin it? Just
flashback.
don't tell anyone.
It could be ghosty. Who knows? Who knows? We'll have to see.
Everyone was going to watch that film and wanted to watch it. Don't ruin the one twist you could have had was bringing him back, and now everyone knows about it. They've gone
Also-
full Marvel with their like.
You have full
Cameo
permission.
saga, I call it.
Yeah, James, you've got full permission to go to the cinema and watch it day one, so you don't get spoilers.
We already know.
Rather-
The whole thing was is he going to be back in it or not? And now I know, so I just wait till it comes out
You
straight.
don't know the context though, man. Could be anything.
I could probably guess it's Scream. It's not exactly. They're not the most dynamically written scripts.
Peter, have you seen any new news out recently that you're excited about, or trailers or anything?
Oh, news or trailers? At the moment for 2025, I really have a blank radar. I'm not gonna lie. If anything, I'm excited about the Monkey coming out in a couple of weeks over here in the States. It's Osgood Perkins follow up to Longlegs, and considering it's less than a year, I think there's some hype or belief from Neon that he actually has the wits to do this. So I have an early screening coming up next week. Actually, I'm really looking forward to.
That's quick, isn't it?
There's,
Sinners. That was another one with Michael B. Jordan. I'm not sure if you saw the trailer for
oh
that.
yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, but I was swept away when I saw the trailer in IMAX on Saturday before Companion. I was like, oh.
This one's even longer now because it's revealed Jack O'Connell, isn't it? Like,
yeah, that wasn't in the cinema trailer
that was
that
the
I
original
saw,
one.
but it saw on social media. I saw that with Jack O'Connell and Haley Steinfeldberg.
Yeah.
Haley Stein something, and it feels like from dusk till dawn, like it's a normal film about normal stuff, then vampires. It doesn't feel like it's a vampire film. It feels like something just vampires just appear halfway through and change the film structure.
I actually thought it was a civil rights kind of movie, like Nickel Boys in the beginning. To be honest with you, then I was like, no, this is a little bit far from that. Okay, never mind. This is something completely different.
I think the teaser I saw a couple of months ago was just Michael B. Jordan, good guy, and then his twin, Michael B. Jordan, bad guy, Tommy guns, and prospecting with like alcohol in the 20s, and then that was it. There was no hint of vampires at all. And now, which is a good way to prep it, and then that's how you get people talking, by changing the narrative so quickly, I guess.
There's a new trailer called Locked, which is it's got Bill Skarsgård and
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins, which looks really creepy and crazy.
Have you guys seen that one?
Is that one where he's locked in the car?
Yeah.
He's a burglar.
Yeah.
Well, he's down his luck. He's just trying his chance at a couple of cars.
Well, yeah, he's doing like Grand Theft Auto essentially, isn't he? And then he picks the wrong car. It reminds me a bit of Phone Booth, but then it kind of takes a really dark turn.
Yeah. Have you seen that, Peter, yet?
No, this is the first I'm hearing about it, actually, but it does sound very intriguing.
Yeah, it's like Bill Skarsgård. He's like wearing like a pink hoodie. He's just like a normal guy, and then he breaks into this Land Rover, and he can't get out. And then the TV, the LCD screen starts speaking to him and saying, "I'm going to teach you a lesson," and starts fucking him up inside the car. And the car automatically drives off. And there's like a clip where he says he's got to do something, otherwise he's going to make him do bad things, because no one's going to believe it wasn't him in control of the car. So it's got this car just streaming towards this little like 5-year-old girl playing in the street. It just goes, and he's just like, no. He's not in control of the car, but it's making him do bad things.
It's not a good look for Elon Musk, is it? You know, the new taxis he was bringing out that drive themselves.
Well, the film we saw before we go into Oscars, Peter, what did you think of? Me and Peter saw Companion.
What did we watch this week? On Cinema Selection.
This weekend.
Oh, Companion.
And
Oh,
that's got
man.
automatic driving car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that does have a couple scenes of.
It's good.
I guess that's what I was thinking about. Well, you were just mentioning the premise is that there were so many scenarios of where AI and robots can go cool and can go wrong. And I think this movie, Companion, was a prime example of where we are in society with both forms of technology and what can still go wrong. Personally, I liked everything about it. I really don't have a lot of complaints. It's definitely not a long-term masterpiece, I don't think. I'm not sure if there will be long-term value for this film, but it was a great sci-fi thriller. Solid performances, solid story. But going to my point, I think it really just shows all the different situations a robot can get itself into in this modern era.
I forgot the plot because it was so long-winded at the beginning. I forgot there was going to be a robot on it. It's just them just chilling out and being in a relationship and going to a friend's house. It's just like meandering, and it got to the point where I was like, "Where the fuck is this film going?" And then I forgot when it goes, "What's on it?" It goes, Iris sleep, and her eyes go white, and you're like, "Oh fuck yeah, that's what it was."
Did you see that? They had a meme recently about if you spell Iris backwards, it's Siri.
Ooh.
Mm.
It's dark. It won't give anything away, but that scene where she gets into the car to kind of tell it to go away and it won't drive because it's the wrong voice and stuff like that. There was loads of great moments in that film, especially the giveaway with the guy at the end. I didn't realize he was going to be. It was obvious when you think about it now, but at the time, I had no idea that term was going to happen either.
That's
cool.
Quaid, isn't it?
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid, yeah. Which again is a link to Scream, actually, because he's in Scream 5.
And it's a link to The Substance because of Dennis Quaid, his dad.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Shall we...
Good segue into the Oscars.
Yeah, segue into the Oscars. Yeah, I think so. Oh, one more bit. Have you heard they're going to be remaking The Faculty? That I'm excited about.
Oh.
James is
I'm
drinking.
actually surprised. I mean, I remember it. Well, been what, 20, 30 years? Something like that.
Yes, I think so. Like 2001, I think it came out or something like that. Or no, it was 90s, wasn't it?
Maybe the 90s. Yeah, maybe late 90s.
The Faculty with
with Josh Hartnett.
Yeah,
and a lot of other
I reckon it was early 2000s, around that.
Does everyone want to make a guess? I know.
2003.
It was when all them teenage things were coming up, like I Know What You Did Last Summer and that. So I'm going to go with 98.
Peter?
2000 for me.
James wins, 98.
Isn't it got Bilbo Frodo Baggins in as well, whatever he's called?
Elijah Wood.
Yeah. So what would they have to have the cocaine makes the monsters come out to kill them, innit?
Yeah, the teachers.
Drives them out.
I
thought it was a wicked movie.
I thought it's salt. It's not cocaine because I think it's salt.
The guy's selling pens full of drugs. Like he's not walking around with pens full of
salt.
It's got like Robert Patrick from Terminator 2. T-1000.
Really good cast.
Yeah,
it was around. You remember late 90s when like the teenage kind of things were coming in, like the new wave of actors were coming about, weren't they?
Yeah. Like Usher.
Is it Usher in that film? Brilliant.
Yeah.
But can you remember Jack Black's character, which he wouldn't get away with now in I Know What You Did Last Summer? He's like a Rastafarian with like dreadlocks.
Actually, I do remember.
They did the same with Gary Oldman with that film Tarantino wrote.
Oh, yeah. Thingy Bob. Gary Oldman.
Woody Harrelson and everyone, and Brad Pitt's in it briefly. And the hell is it called?
Come on, Peter. That's for you.
Patricia Arquette's in it.
I'm trying, man. I'm processing.
Something love. No.
True Romance.
True Romance. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, I didn't see
Love
that.
is the romance bit. That was the link.
Sorry to interrupt the show. Just a reminder to say we love and appreciate you all for listening to the podcast, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, follow, as this really helps us continue to progress and improve the content and keeps us making these fun episodes for you guys. Oh, we're also on these things called Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us there too, as we share short, funny reels on the reg that you can share with friends if you like. Now, back to the mayhem.
Anyway, right, let's do Oscars. We've got you for like a full hour, Peter, right? But you got to scoot in under an hour now.
I'd say 40 minutes. This is a tight day for me today. Like I said, I have to go places.
Don't worry, we're good.
You look sharp, man. You look the part, dude.
I'm trying to save a park, oddly enough, today.
Save a park?
I'll keep it short, really quick.
Yeah, go on.
Basically, they let a bed mattress, someone must have dumped it in the lake, and it floated there for like 7 months. I reported it dozens of times to various departments, and they eventually let it sink. So that's tonight's discussion.
So you're trying to get the mattress out of the lake so that you can save the park?
Well, I don't think the mattress is going to come out of the lake at this point, to be real. But it's more like following up with other reporting entities now.
Wow. So that is literally shit the bed. As in,
yeah, for me, it's my childhood park. So for me, there's a lot of sentimental value to it. So to me, I wasted a lot of time, trying to push them to get it. But that's part of today's thing. But the gold tie is for the Oscars. And I even brought a little award today for the Snubs. And I present to you Ewan McGregor, who I think, if he didn't go for Star Wars, I think he would have had a very academic career. Ooh. So I call the Snub Award the Ewan McGregor Award. So
wow.
All right.
Here we go for today's ceremony.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor's fantastic, and he hasn't been around enough these days, has he? Not in any he could be. He's still a leading man, and he's not in leading men roles anymore.
I feel like he's the ultimate snub of my generation, to be honest with you. Like I felt like he deserved a lot more for his career.
That Star Wars film didn't do a lot for anyone's career, though, did it? Like, I think Samuel
Portman,
Jackson would happily never mention
it didn't help her.
Yeah.
What happened to the guy that played Darth Vader in that? Aiden Christensen, is that his name?
Aiden Christensen. He works at Disney now, meeting the fans.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Like, that's completely made and destroyed him, that film.
But I think he kind of enjoys that a little bit. Yeah, I think he kind of enjoys it. Right.
I was going to say, just jumping off Ewan McGregor real quick. Have you seen the film Young Adam, Peter?
It's not ringing a bell off the top right now. I didn't watch a lot of film from 2005 to 2015.
Buddy, if you're a big fan of Ewan McGregor, if you watch Young Adam, I feel like he should have won an Oscar for that. It's got Peter Mullen, Tilda Swinton, Ewan McGregor.
Is that the one about the guy called Adam, who's quite young?
Emily Mortimer as well is in it. She's amazing.
I like her.
Has that got a scene on a barge?
Yeah.
I'm sold already. Anything with a barge scene, I'm in.
2003. Yeah. Right.
There is a fair bit of nudity in there as well, and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Specific guys. Right. The very first section, we're going for actor in a lead role. How should we do this? I'm going to read them all off. Everyone pick their favorite choice, and then we can discuss if there's been a snub or not, or any other news around that category.
Snubbery.
The nominees for actor in a leading role: Adrian Brody, The Brutalist. Only one of us has seen that. Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown. Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing. Ralph Fiennes, Conclave. Or Sebastian Stan, The Apprentice.
Matey Boy from The Brutalist. I haven't seen it, but I've heard people talking about it.
Mr. Brody.
That's what you're going for?
He'd go with the big nose.
Yeah. The schnoz, yeah, he has that.
I didn't want to say that, but he was in a film with...
That's right, he's very famous for that.
Have you seen the film with him and Forrest Whitaker?
It's very distinguished.
Have you seen the film with him and Forrest Whitaker in, where they're like in a like a role play prison scene? where they're basically a load of contestants or members of the public. They're doing a human experiment. So half of them are guards, Forrest Whitaker and his mates, and half of them are inmates. And like it's like all filmed and that, like almost like Big Brother, but in a prison. They have roles. It's actually a really good film. It's probably one of his first films, but it kind of like descends into chaos because the prison guards, the power goes to their head. They kind of forget it's an experiment and start like sort of abusing their power and stuff. And at the end of it, they get like will get however much money and then just kind of get let out.
No, I haven't got
Give it a watch. I'll see what it's called.
Sounds like you just made that up, but I'm sure you didn't.
I'm going to go with Timothée Chalamet actually for the actor and for best actor. Actually, I've seen Adrian. He does deliver. High quality film, The Brutalist. But I'm going to go with Timothy on that one if I had to choose, to be honest with you. I feel like he's been really trying, and this one he actually did it.
Have you seen every film in that category?
Except The Apprentice.
Same. It's on Prime now for like £4. So I'll give
it is?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I'll watch that later then.
Yeah,
I've heard great things about the actor from Sing Sing, though. Like, I've heard amazing things about that performance.
Colman Domingo's he's making moves.
By the way, that Brody film's called The Experiment.
Oh, that makes sense.
Drew, who are you going for? Brody, Chalamet, Domingo, Fine, Stan. I know you haven't seen them all, so it's like an educated guess.
I mean, I feel like it's probably going to go to Brody.
Who's your vote for though? It's no one wins by winning. Like, it's your choice type thing, as opposed to guessing
who's saying who we'd like to win, or just who we think's going to win. I guess that's two different questions, isn't it?
I suppose just make your most educated guess. You haven't seen them, so it's a shot.
I think
movie podcast with the guys who never see a movie.
Yeah, I know, right? Absolutely.
Pick one.
I'll go Brody. Brody.
I'm going Chalamet.
Yeah, Team Chalamet.
Seen 2 of the films, and to be honest, Chalamet, apart from, I thought I found him annoying, and recently find him funny as a human and quite interesting as a human, and far too confident for such a skinny little dweeb of a boy. But him and a complete unknown. I love Bob Dylan, and he just learned all the songs. He's got the accent down. He's got the vocals down. I was like, that's beyond acting. He's doing an acting role and a performance, and he's got an entire album out of Bob Dylan songs now as well. So you can download on Spotify the Timothée Chalamet album.
He's a dedicated actor, though, isn't he? Let's be honest. Like, he's not messing around. Like, he's putting the work in.
So yeah, I think I'm confident on that. But like you guys said, Brody is hot tipped. But did Brody win Golden Globes Best Actor?
He did for drama.
But isn't the trend that whoever wins Golden Globes doesn't win Oscars? It's
sometimes.
No, not necessarily. Like 2 years ago, this is 2 big examples from that time. Was they had Banshees of Inisherin win comedy, but Everything Everywhere All at Once didn't. But it won Best Picture at the Oscars. And there was another one where I think that same year where the Black Panther actress, I forgot her name, who plays the mom, Angela Bassett, she won at the Globes. But at the actual Academy, Jamie Lee Curtis won.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Some people were upset, but I thought JLC was better than. I think she deserved it, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think there's a lot of instances where the Globes doesn't exactly transcend all of them into the Oscars. So this is why I'm a little hopeful for the substance outside of Demi Moore coming up for the Oscars.
A friend of mine and I were talking and saying, like, it's so weird how the Oscars works, right? Because you've got all these different actors and actresses going up for different roles, right? We obviously said this would be weird, but imagine there was a time where they made a film 3 times. It's the exact same film, but you got 3 different actors playing the same part in the same film, made 3 times by 3 different directors. Not only would that be mental, but that would actually be fascinating to watch.
That's happened loads though. White House Down and Olympus Have Fallen, same movie. Deep Impact, Armageddon, same film.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
Day After
Oscar-worthy
Tomorrow,
films.
2012,
No,
same movie.
No,
I'm talking
actually,
about Oscar-worthy films.
but honestly,
Not indie movie.
that's a great idea, though. Literally one script, one screenwriter, giving
Yeah.
it to 3 separate directors and a whole cast different, and just see what no one tells each other what they're doing, and that would be a great experiment. I think
Like redo
film,
The Brutalist with Kevin Hart.
yeah, but film lovers would love that because you go and see them all and compare them.
Yeah,
Like I
you
told you
definitely
before,
would.
that there was that photography experiment where they got this like 6-foot bald guy come into a dark room, and no one was allowed to speak to him. And every photographer, when they walked in, got told the premise: this is a convict. He needs a portrait. Do it. Someone else would say, this guy's child's just died of cancer. Take him a portrait. And there was the same guy. He didn't move. He wasn't allowed to speak. One got a sympathetic portrait. One got an evil-looking portrait. Same guy, just different thought process and how to take it.
Yeah,
Can
Love
you
that.
imagine if they just
idea.
redid Wicked then and took out Cynthia Erivo and replaced with Samuel Jackson? Get on my motherfucking broom. That'd have a different take, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Right. Any snubs to bring up in this one? I can't think. Or are we moving on to the next?
Oh, Hugh Grant and Heretic.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
good shout.
In leading role. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Good
Again, it's
shout.
horror, isn't it? It's like,
Well, I'd say though as well. Like, I mean, I haven't seen the film, but I heard great things about These Small Things with Cillian Murphy. I've heard that performance is incredibly powerful because he's hardly got any dialogue, but yet he can move mountains. Is what he quotes on the film.
I didn't know he had a movie last year.
Yeah. So he's in a film called These Small Things, and it's produced by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. And
Matt Damon.
And it was
It's my
based
good old boys.
when they were all together making Oppenheimer. They were blown away by the kind of incredible kind of acting chops that Cillian Murphy has. So they were like, "Yeah, we'll fund your next film."
I thought it was just like, it's just a small independent Irish movie about nuns
Yeah, I
with
know,
their babies.
Yeah, but you say that, but that's still in the same kind of ilk as like the Banshees of Inisherin, right? So that could have easily gone up for Best Actor again, but maybe it's because it's so close to Oppenheimer time that it's like he's had his win. We'll
That's
leave
the other thing, isn't it, with the Oscars? Sometimes like you feel like they've given an Oscar to someone because they deserved one at some point in their career, but not for this one. Yeah, Ralph Fiennes. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he might even win, I think, because he's due, to be honest with you.
yeah. And if he does win, I wouldn't be angry because that film is incredible and he's exceptional for a film with a really boring premise.
Yes.
The cinematography is incredible, keeps you entertained. The camera angles are so cool. It's like watching artwork every scene. And Fiennes is quite funny in places, but he's a beast of an actor.
His poise was perfect in that. I mean, the music was haunting. And you're right. I actually was not excited walking into the theater. I actually scheduled it specifically on a Saturday morning. I said, this is it. This is early. Let's get it over with. And I even walked in with a coffee, and I was like, halfway in, I'm like, this is fucking dynamic. Holy crap. Okay, this is great.
It grabs you early because I think it has to, because it doesn't sound exciting. So they got to be like, no, this is going to be fucking exciting. Instant death, no pope. Let's go. Bum. Go. Right, let's move on. Otherwise, Peter will have to go and we won't have discussed anything. Right. Actor in a supporting role. Nominees are Yura Borisov, that's the guy from Anora. Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain. I know Peter's going to have something to say about that.
Oh,
Edward
yes.
Norton, A Complete Unknown. Guy Pearce, The Brutalist. And Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. Before we deviate, pick a person, then we can discuss. So we don't forget.
I'll pick the second one.
Kieran.
Yeah.
Good choice.
He loves his wristbands, doesn't he?
He does. Peter?
Kieran's gonna win at this rate. I'd rather go with Guy Pearce though to win.
I have heard incredible. Well, he's amazing anyway.
Do you remember that film where he was in like a space prison?
You're changing the subject. Let's pick the things, then discuss. Otherwise, people forget what the numbers
Great
are.
movie.
Drew?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Culkin.
Yeah, I think it's Culkin for me as well. But I know Peter's got an opinion on Culkin on that film.
Well, I kind of agree with what I've heard from some of the feedback as well. Well, it's technically Culkin's film. It's not a supporting role.
Yeah,
It's lead. It really
just
is.
A way to get. It's just a way to get him an Oscar, which is quite sneaky. So rather than getting him in with the big dogs for lead actor, they're like, let's put it in for the side one.
I don't think it was sneaky. I mean, he's
sneaky. Like I just
no one planned that. It's just a tiny little film that's gained momentum. But
no, I just
with Jesse Eisenberg, the only reason he's a he's supporting actor is because it's Jesse Eisenberg's film.
Yes,
from his viewpoint, and Culkin's coming in and smashing his life up a little bit, but everything's from Jesse's viewpoint. So he is technically a supporting role, but he's in 90% of the conversations, and Jesse's in like 10%. So it does overtake and dominate screen time.
Yeah, but also plus, he's got a lot of other work to do because he's written it. He's got to make sure the lines are right, the performances are right. He's directing it. He's got an awful lot of stuff to be dealing with as well.
Well, from what we've heard, he's had nothing to do because Kieran Culkin didn't need any prep. He just turned up and rocked it.
Yeah, that's what they're saying in all the interviews for sure.
Yeah, this is what I have to say. I feel like Kieran, not only does he start the film, he ends the film. And anything about the flow or pace of the film is due to Kieran's actions in the film. Now, I think Jesse gets the lead because he wrote the movie and directs it. So, of course, he's going to put his name first because he has some control over this project. Now, I don't feel like there was any effort, to be honest with you, from Kieran. To me, he had like a semi-serious story. And we're just going to put Kieran depicting himself as a 30-something-year-old stoner living in his mom's basement, having mood swings. And honestly, as a diehard pot enthusiast in my 20s and 30s, being that kind of person does not take a lot of effort. So I don't think Kieran Culkin deserves it, to be honest with you, even though he's on this trajectory of winning it. And I also feel like the supporting actor category snubbed two people that I think deserve nominations in this category. Nicolas Cage as Longlegs. I think he deserved the nomination. He didn't deserve the win, though. But most notably, Clarence Micklin from Sing Sing. I thought he should have been nominated, but here we have Kieran, who was a lead actor, hogging up his nomination spot. So to me, this is almost the most controversial category for me personally this year.
What about Alien Romulus, David Thingybob from Alien Romulus?
The robot?
Phenomenal.
Because he changed character.
I actually would have taken Hugh Jackman as Wolverine as a supporting actor nomination because he's done it for 25 years. I mean, going back to due, I think he's due for helping Marvel become the success it has become today. And he was still serious. He had a lot of good lines still, or deliveries, I could say.
He gave it 110% though, didn't he? He didn't just phone it in. He fucking went for it, man.
Yeah, and above and beyond. At his age, he's 55, 56? Yeah. He was eating 3,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
To do that.
He even said that, in one of the takes, the whole one take Steadicam shot, he said they had to do that quite a few times. He found himself getting out of breath and going, he's like, I can feel my age now. Do you know what I mean? But he still went hell for leather on it, and he was just incredible. I love that film. Amazing.
But yeah,
so it's honorary snub. I'll give him that. He should have got something, I felt, finally, for that role.
What about Nicholas Hoult from Nosferatu as a supporting?
Oh.
Yeah.
It was one of his best roles of all time.
He was incredible.
He really transformed, and like Kevin said in one of our other episodes, his performance of fear, of seeing something, fear face acting, was
scarier than the scary thing.
And you see a kind of arc of him deteriorating, but he's in a lot of the film. He is the support in the fact that Lily Depp is smashing it, and she's clearly the lead, and it's from her point of view, But yeah, I thought Nicholas Hoult
another horror not getting its dues. But there's lots apart from David Johnson in Alien Romulus. You got Mike Feist and Josh O'Connor from Challengers. I thought they were really good.
Yeah.
What irrelevant what you think of the film, I think they had very tense performances. I thought.
Yeah.
That's valid. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the story or how it unraveled per se, but yeah, I'll admit they were good performances, those two.
Yeah. All right. So Culkin's sweep with a Guy Pearce from Peter. Right. Next one. Actress in a leading role. I know what James is picking. It's the first one. Cynthia Erivo in Wicked. Carla Sofia Gascon in Emilia Perez. Mickey Madison in Honora. Demi Moore in The Substance. Fernanda Torres, I'm Still Here. You just watched I'm Still Here, didn't you, Peter?
I'm seeing it on Thursday, actually.
Oh, I thought you'd seen that one, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I'm clueless about in here.
I've heard good things, but apparently not very likable, but that's the point. Anyway, what's the votes? James?
Gonna go with Demi. Give her an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Does it deserve an Oscar? Really? No.
Yes.
Not an Oscar-winning performance.
Yes, it is.
What?
Absolutely not. That's not an Oscar-winning performance.
He
I
put it
think
on
there
his
are
iPad
scenes
while
that
he
are
was doing
Oscar-worthy
something
in that
else.
film.
It is an Oscar-worthy performance because it's the famous Hollywood trope: a good-looking person turning ugly.
It's the
Let's be honest. Every time it happens,
her and Lily Rose are the two best performances of the year.
They should be sharing best performance because one
Monster.
doesn't exist without the other.
Charlize Theron, Monster, boom,
Clover.
Oscar. Every time
that's-
someone gets pretty much ugly, Oscar.
Yeah, but they're not making Demi Moore ugly. They're using a completely different human being.
No, it's her all the way through.
Demi Moore looks.
Apart from when she turns into the young
The
girl,
end.
which is there's two of her, isn't there?
Yeah, but
Oh.
Demi Moore's in it all the way through as well.
Eventually, yeah, she gets. It's not an Oscar-winning performance. If someone putting
Yes, it
makeup
is.
on you is not an Oscar-winning performance. It's sat in a chair.
I don't think you've watched.
No, but you make it believable. I don't feel like she's in makeup. I feel like she's that person that's haggard because the other lady's sucking all the energy and stuff out of her.
She's
Like,
going mental, like cooking that food and stuff. That's a great scene.
and like her
Like,
hair's
when
all
she-
falling
I'm not
out.
saying she's not good, but if you say Wolf of Wall Street, Leonardo DiCaprio, that's an Oscar-winning performance.
Demi
And I
Moore.
don't think he even won one for that.
That's to go back to Peter's point about Kieran Culkin, like a kid acting as a stoner. That's not. He's amazing, but is it far from his personality? He's going to get an Oscar because he's a funny, cool guy.
Yes, no,
That's why.
Leonardo DiCaprio is
And he
not
deserves
on
it for
Class
that.
A drugs.
Leonardo
and stuff.
DiCaprio is just playing a man boy who likes boobs and gambling and
He
drinking.
plays an
I could do
amazing
that in my
part.
fucking sleep.
No, you couldn't.
Midgets.
Yeah,
Not at all.
could not do what Demi Moore
That
did.
is some of the best acting ever in that movie. And
Right.
Jonah Hill.
So James's opinion is void in this category. Peter.
So like James is going for DiCaprio, right? In this.
Well, Peter.
I think Demi Moore will win it, but I think it's not Oscar
but
winning. It's
James
not
watched it
Oscar
on
winning
his,
film. That's
on his
why.
iPad whilst he's playing Mario Kart on a different screen. So it's
The problem is,
different...
I don't think the film was that great. So I may be being
Then-
harsh on it because of that.
Yeah, you need right. Watch it again, then we'll have another chat.
It's
Because
good.
you didn't
It's
watch it
just
properly.
Ruined. The ending is stupid.
You
So-
told me
so
you
I
didn't watch it
watched it-
properly.
I watched it for a second time last week, my second viewing, and the two scenes I think that are Oscar worthy in particular, going to the kitchen scene, like you were saying, where she sees Margaret Qualley on the television, and she's just losing it as she's making this turkey. To me, that was very possessive, her spirit, and I thought that was very admirable, but still the most hurtful part in that film, and even when I saw it in theaters, is when she's putting on the makeup for that date and she's going back and forth, trying to make herself prettier and prettier, and then she just self-destructs at the end of it.
Yeah.
No words, but still the actual performance of that, it ain't easy to do. I'll say that.
And it's reading between the lines. We see it as just someone doing a good acting scene, but the amount of women that commented on that and posted about that scene that really affected them because they've done that themselves a million times, and it's really stressful and can really fuck with your mental health. Like, you don't feel pretty enough to go out, so you end up just sacking it in and not leaving the house and stuff. And it's a shame that has to happen for people, but
That then kind of falls
True.
into your argument that if DiCaprio can do an easy stoner thing, maybe by being that, she can just do that easy woman thing. If all the other women say they do it every day.
not to that extremity. But she did that
Some
scene
days.
apparently 15 times, and she's not wiping her makeup off. I'm surprised she didn't take her skin off.
Yeah, she almost did a Joker to herself. Like, that was crazy.
That's what was scaring me about that scene. Is like, is she gonna rip her face off? Like,
I get a feeling she needed, like, I reckon there was definitely going to be a medic on scene after she did it one time, and the director probably went, "Yeah, we need to make sure she's okay after that scene." Because I think that she put her all into that, and that she'd probably have like trauma after that scene.
But it sounds like we're all in agreement, though, about Lily Rose Depp being the big snub of this category, though.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Again, if they were both in the same category together, I think I'd still swing it for Demi, even though I think Lily Rose Depp's may have edged it for me. But on the Oscar thing, where who deserves it, this is our first major nomination in 40-year career, so Demi Moore deserves it.
Yeah,
I think
it's the most transformative she's ever been. Like, she really kind of got under the skin, no pun intended, of the character. If you think about her, her career up until this point, and that's why I loved when she did win her Golden Globe, that it was like this script that came across her desk was almost like a ticket back into Hollywood. Like, you have a chance now. And not only that, the lady that directed and wrote this, it's an absolute masterpiece from just a kind of film standpoint of, like, every scene is just so incredibly well structured and choreographed. It's just
so well shot. The colors, the makeup, the hair, everything about it, the visuals.
Also, it reminded me of kind of like a Frankenstein kind of film, but also elements of The Thing. So there was like a big love of kind of like, who was it? John Carpenter, right? Yeah. There's loads of moments, like the bit where her face is coming out of her back, and it's like that. There's moments, like, I can tell why people shouldn't eat while watching The Substance. Like,
they have copied and stolen some scenes from other films,
The
Shining. Like, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but the director, Coralie Fargate.
Yeah. I hope she's nominated. She's amazing.
She wrote it as well. So she wrote it and directed it. But also, did you hear what film she gave up to do this one?
Black Widow.
Bingo. It's like, do Black Widow, fucking Marvel, or this?
Thank
God
Black
Widow even a film?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Wasn't it a show?
No. It's based on Scarlett Johansson's character, right?
Yeah.
Black Widow.
It came out in 2021.
Wow.
Yeah. But
didn't even know that movie. I thought it was a TV show.
But that also she wrote all of the. The other day I think we were talking about what was it? Storyboards. She storyboarded every single. There's like an amazing behind the scenes 14-minute thing of talking of The Substance, man, and it's like I kind of want to buy the film just to see all the special behind the scenes, because like I'm fascinated by that director and her film.
It feels like a film that you could watch many times and take a lot from it. It's not just a film, if that makes sense. There's a lot there. Right, roll agreement. Next category. Actress in a supporting role. Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown. That's the main girl that was singing with him, the dark-haired one. Ariana Grande, Wicked. Felicity Jones, The Brutalist. Isabella Rossellini in Conclave. Or Zoe Saldana in Emilia Perez.
Zoe Saldana. Emilia Perez will win loads, so I'm just going. Someone's going to win something for them. People go mental over that film.
From what I hear, Zoe and, well, to be fair, Zoe and Ariana are the headliners.
Zoe is amazing, though. Full stop. Like, beyond that film, anyway. She's an amazing actor. So
I'll admit that Zoe perhaps has potential, especially after the Golden Globe win that she had for this. Personally, I would like to pick Felicity Jones out of this. If I had to choose one, I felt like she put the most effort into her role out of the 5 nominees. Ariana Grande was great, but I felt like it was like a Kieran Culkin situation where that's the person's personality, just in a different outfit.
Yeah, Ariana Grande's acting is the same as Kevin Hart's acting. She's just Ariana Grande in a different film. She's not actually becoming anyone else. It was the same when she was little as well, in that Sam and Cat or whatever she was in, and victorious. She was just Ariana Grande reading a script. That's all it is. It's not really acting, is it?
But to
Yeah,
counter
I saw
that,
her do an interview about horror films. She's talking about long legs, and she's like delivering like she's Glinda. I'm like, oh, this is just Ariana Grande any other day, I guess. Okay.
She's one of the greatest singers of all time. Don't get me wrong, and she's actually
True.
hilarious. Her,
yeah, she is funny.
what makes it weird that she doesn't really do it. Have you ever heard her do impressions of other people?
Yeah,
She can she can do the voices.
that
So it's
woman
weird.
from
Huh.
White Lotus, and
Yeah, she can sing exactly like what is it? Celine Dion, Shakira, Britney Spears, to the point where if you close your eyes, you would think it was them. And she does all these voice impressions as well, like the woman off the woman who plays Stifler's mum.
yeah, Jennifer Coolidge from.
Yeah,
White
she does
Lotus.
that accent, and it's
She's
so
like, oh
funny. So
fuck.
I would love to see her in like almost like a gritty drama, a gritty film. Maybe like a similar sort of Seven style film, but actually put her acting to the test.
No, right,
So I reckon
right,
she'd be brilliant.
Let me tell you why you think that she's not acting in a film. She is, but in Wicked, right, I've not seen Wicked, so I can't actually comment.
She
but
is very good at it.
I listened to the podcast Smartless this morning, and they had guests on, the three comedians, and they get on Ariana Grande. They talk about it. She is not a singer. She just got pushed into pop world. She liked writing stuff and she liked doing little singy bits, but she is a theatre geek. She spent her life from the age of 6 wanting to be in theatre. She was in Hairspray. She's in loads of stuff like that. But Wicked is her life. She spent her entire 30 year, which is like 31 or something, 25 years of her life wanting to be in Wicked, basically training for it the entire time. She took time off to train for a year to encapsulate that person, so that if she got not an interview, what do you call it?
Audition.
Right. Yeah.
She'd be able to nail it. And she lived and breathed that character. And she says that people take the piss out of her in interviews because she's got a slightly higher voice in interviews. And it's because her voice keeps getting fucked up. So she has to go a little bit of a higher register when she's talking all the time. But she's got quite a deep, low voice. And she sings quite high. But yeah, I know what you're saying, like the Kieran Culkin thing where she's just being herself, but her being herself is like a lot of effort to be herself in the theatre world, if that makes sense. I believe what I heard today anyway.
I just want to see her put in like a gritty, hard hits kind of thing, just to see what she can do.
Happen.
Me and Peter
Probably
are the only
not.
ones that have seen Wicked here, but I think if you guys see it, you'll appreciate the work that went into it, and she does a great job to play Glinda.
A
I
lot
want
of
to
the
see her
sets are
push
real.
because I think she's brilliant.
It's not an easy role as well, and she does a lot of really cool improvisation as well in it, and she really brings that character out.
Like I said, she probably knows it better than the director and the writer does. She's lived it her entire life.
Give her
The
the Oscar.
production
Why
of
not?
Wicked is stellar, though. I'll say that. Like, it's as least CGI as possible. I remember them making a point about that.
Yeah, it was incredible. I loved it, man. I loved the show, and I thought they did an amazing job with the film.
So-
I think it's
So anyway, who are we picking? I'm going
Yeah,
Zoe
me-
Saldana.
Yeah, same.
Peter, you're going
Felicity Jones, I'm
for
still picking. Yeah.
Felicity Jones. Drew?
Although I would be happy if Ariana won it just because she is awesome.
I'm gonna. I'm probably gonna go Zoe as well. But I agree with what Peter was saying because when I watched a little bit behind the scenes with Felicity, she had to learn a whole new language. I heard, so they had to.
I like her as well, but I've not seen it. I really don't know.
I
James,
didn't know she had to learn a language, but her accent was convincing.
That's what I mean. Sorry. An accent, not a whole new language, but technically in the mouth to kind of change the whole way so that it feels realistic.
James,
I thought she was better than Adrian, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Like, if I compared all the actors and actresses in that film, I thought she was the standout, to be honest with you.
Wow. Okay.
Guy Pearce.
Even over Guy Pearce, yeah, I'll say that.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm not going to rush to see it, but I do want to see it at some point.
My
Right.
supporting actress snub, though.
Yeah.
Probably the only actor in the Dune Part 2, I'm going to say, actually, that I think got snubbed. Rebecca Ferguson, the mother. I forgot her name, Lady something. But the mom, Paul Atreides' mom.
Yeah.
I thought she deserved it, like a nom.
Yeah, I think she was great. I just love Rebecca Ferguson. I think she's amazing. Like just finished watching Silo season 2.
Yeah, she's incredible.
She is.
Yeah. Wait, are you saying about June Part 2?
Yeah, that's all the words he just said.
That performance, yeah.
Yeah. I agree
I
about
thought she
that.
had the most soul in the film.
But especially is the arc that her character went on, because she has to essentially turn into a villain.
But also, where's the biggest snub is from the biggest nomination? Where's Margaret Qualley's?
Yeah.
She
It
did
was
a lot
her
in that
best
film.
performance to date, but I'm not sure if it was nomination worthy. I'll say that.
Oh, I don't know. Right.
I mean, look, she was great, but again, we could pull out the whole Culkin card. Like, it's Margot, just being
I
very,
don't think it is. No.
very
no.
flamboyant and very. I mean, it's a very bold role for her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. Let's look. James, what's your vote?
I answered first. The
Yeah, I
one
know,
off
but remind
Amelia
me.
Perez.
Zoe.
Zoe.
But I want
Okay.
Ariana to win.
We've done 4 of the 16, and if we do all the things in 1 minute, we're still not going to have enough time. So I'll try and.
I could probably spare 10, but if I had to choose, let's try to do like director, picture, music,
Yeah.
editing, like kind of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one on the list was animated feature, so we'll skip that one.
I'm clueless on that anyway.
Yeah, Wild Robot, Wallace and Gromit, Inside Out 2, that sort of shit.
Wallace and Gromit's up for an Oscar. Woo!
Cinematography? Do you want to do cinematography and costume
Yeah.
design?
Yeah.
Just cinematography?
Yeah.
June's got to be nominated.
Okay, cinematography.
Actually, yeah, I think it is.
The Brutalist. June Part 2. Amelia Perez. Maria. Nosferatu.
It'll be between Nosferatu and June then.
Nosferatu, easily.
All day long.
James,
Mm,
you going June or Nosferatu?
I'm gonna go June. Yeah.
I think it's got a chance. Didn't he get snubbed for director, which is shocking.
Yeah. A few people were saying
Dennis.
that.
Yeah.
I'll mention costume design. We'd have to vote. We'll move on. But costume design, complete unknown. 60s, Conclave, Jesus-y, Gladiator 2, Old Daisy, Nosferatu, Victorian, Wicked. Just, I don't know, geek. Right. Directing. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Anora, Sean Baker. The Brutalist, Brady Corbett, whatever. A Complete Unknown, James Mangold. Amelia Perez, Jacques Audiard. Or The Substance, Coralie Fargit. Who are we going for
Coralie.
directing?
I think it'll be the Amelia Perez director. I don't think it should be. I think it should probably be The Substance. But
Yeah.
I think it will be the Amelia Perez one.
I can't wait for this year to be like a major upset for like Amelia Perez. What has been nominated for the most, like 13 or something, isn't it?
Well, like Wallace and Gromit wins Best Picture.
No. I hope that everyone thinks The Substance will win one thing, Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Because just give some horror something. I reckon. How good would it be if Substance just does a clear sweep? Because it could. And Amelia Perez gets fuck all.
I don't think Amelia's gonna win because, like, I was thinking about this. It ain't like Lord of the Rings. It ain't like Titanic. It ain't like Ben-Hur. And it ain't like Gone with the Wind. All these others that had like about 13 nominations or so. And I don't know. I felt like it was more of a diversity card. Here we have
but
a
that
trend.
wins these days. That gets you more Oscars than Aliens these days.
Were they
Which
all
also goes to my point
VHS
about
box sets?
Coralie for The Substance, because last year a lot of people were upset that Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated for Barbie. So here we have a golden opportunity to give a female director an award, which she truly deserves, I think, in my opinion. But I think it's actually going to help her out. That we actually need, or the world kind of needs, I guess, a female, inspiration for directing.
Yeah.
Did
Only
you
woman
watch-
in 5.
that bit was brilliant, man. We like shadung. That was wow. That was brilliant.
And were they all VHSs?
They are. The only reason I have them
Nice.
out right now is because of that Terrifier 3 one I was showing you before.
Yeah.
That's another reel I have in the works. I want to involve two VHSs, so more to come on that one. If I had a snub for directing, though, it would be Osgood Perkins for Longlegs or Dennis with Dune 2, I would say.
Fair point.
Okay. Trying to think what else I would think is a snub.
One film that I keeps getting forgotten was one of my favourite films in a long time, and that was, it might have been actually 2023. I don't know. Interview with the Devil, Late Night with the Devil.
No, that was last
This
year.
year, last year, 2024. You're right.
That film does not have the recognition it deserves. For every aspect of it, it's so cool.
It was in my top 10 of last year. It did win Best Independent Film at the Saturn Awards yesterday in the USA.
Okay, fair enough then.
Which,
I'm not saying it should win an
focused more
Oscar,
on
but
art.
you know.
I was going to say Alien Romulus. I thought cinematography. I thought that's a bit of a snub because that was breathtaking. The cinematography,
especially when the acid's coming out of him and it's flying in the air. That scene is so cool.
Oh yeah.
And Drew,
That's
if you could bother to get Disney,
film.
it's been free on Disney for the last month.
Which one?
Could have been watching every day. Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, I bought it the day it came out, man.
Oh, you've got it. Oh.
Yeah, of course I did.
I do think it's a shame that because of the genre of film, Deadpool Wolverine isn't going to win probably anything. But
No, it's not
that was
mentioned
my
once.
favourite film of last year.
I just wanted to say as well though, like if it feels like it's kind of going back to that kind of 1992, you know, when Silence of the Lambs won best film, I think. Was that right?
Yeah,
Best film?
it did. Best picture.
You're right,
Best picture, yeah. And so the idea of like horror coming back, obviously with The Substance, and I think there was a few others, Nosferatu, and they were kind of saying that at least horrors are actually starting to get their merits back, you know, which is great. But
Go on.
I was going to say, for me, and this is jumping back in time, so forgive me briefly, I was really upset that Hereditary didn't get a nomination the year that came out, and that Toni Collette wasn't nominated for an Oscar for her performance in that.
Toni Collette is one of the best in the business.
Yeah, like, but do you remember
Yeah, but there was so many good horror films that have not been mentioned. And
this is what I mean.
This is
it's like here's a really quick question I want to say. Imagine Hereditary was out now.
No.
Hold up. Would it be nominated now because The Substance is in, because Nosferatu's in?
Heretic's not in.
Maybe next year, yeah.
I would say actress, yes, but I'm not sure about all those other aspects. To me, The Substance truly deserves it as a film.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That happens to be horror. Same thing with Nosferatu. They're actually high quality films that happen to be horror. That's how I see this year. It's different than the other years.
Right.
So to be specific, who's voting what? I'm going The Substance. It was, Substance, Emilia Perez, Complete Unknown, Brutalist.
Yeah, Substance.
Emilia Perez.
I'm going Substance.
Emilia. And then you
But I'm
two are
not picking
Substance.
the ones I want to win. I'm thinking the ones I think will win.
Okay.
And
I think female director has got to happen. Documentary, we'll miss. Do you want to do music? Original score?
Well, we've
Yeah,
got
that'd be
time for
cool.
one more. Make it a good.
No,
one.
we haven't. We've got, right, here are the categories. Tell me what you want to do. There's editing,
No.
music, original score, best picture, production design, sound,
Best picture, surely.
man.
visual, writing.
Best picture is the main award.
We'll
No one
jump
cares
that
about
one.
anything
It's got
else.
the most amount in then. Right, okay, so the best picture. Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown,
Shock those.
Enclave, Shh, June,
Fuck off.
Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, one of Peter's favourites, Nickel Boys, The Substance, Wicked.
I
That's
think
10.
Emilia Perez will win it.
Best picture.
Yep. Don't think it should, but I think it will. And I think they'll accidentally read the wrong name and then go, "Oh, my bad," like they did when they're doing Moonlight one.
Moonlight, La La Land. The winner is Wait, it's Moonlight. It's Moonlight.
They're wrong.
La La Moonlight.
But let's let the oldest man in the building read the nominations.
I felt sorry for him, man.
I still think it's got to be The Substance. I can't... for the best film,
But
there's
it's
There's
great
other
films in
films
there,
I
but
watched last year that were better
the
than
one that
all of
ticks the
those, but they're
most
just not nominated.
the one that ticks the most boxes is The Substance for me. Peter, what's your thoughts? You've seen
Definitely The
more of these.
Substance, but like we were saying before, there are a lot of tributes and copies in the film that make it multiple films. Like you have Psycho, The Shining, a lot of elements in there. So I do want to go with The Substance regardless, because it has its own originality as well to it. But if I had to pick most important or most powerful, I'm going to go with Nickel Boys, though. But that's just my take. I haven't seen I'm Still Here yet, but I would choose between The Substance or Nickel Boys for this one.
Your review made me want to watch it.
If you see Nickel Boys, make sure to get a center seat because it's in square format. So don't be on the sides or anything. But the more close you are, the more you're going to feel like you're actually in the perspective of the main character, Elwood.
It's not come out in our main cinemas, but it is in our, like, you know, the picture houses, the smaller independent cinema houses, but it's not in like your Cineworlds and Views at the moment, unfortunately, or Odeons or anything. You
I do
too?
think the snub for Best Picture is still Nosferatu. I'm surprised it didn't get Best Picture.
Yeah.
Fully agree.
100.
That is an atmosphere in a bottle. That is everything
Also, the
about
Robbie
that freaked me
Williams
out.
film didn't get mentioned.
There's a reason why, James, but I'll leave it at that.
There was like some ridiculous talks there being a sequel. It's like worst business decision ever.
It should have been called Cocaine Monkey. That's all I got to say.
I would have watched that.
I mean, it's still not as good as Cocaine Bear, but yeah, Cocaine Monkey would have been
That
great.
should get like an honourable mention of being the most wild movie of the year.
Or Megalopolis.
Yeah. Oh, Peter, before you go, I can't remember if I asked before, you're a basketball fan over there in New Jersey.
I don't really follow basketball, I'll be honest.
Okay. That don't matter then.
I didn't reply to you yesterday, James, because I was so hungover. Plus, I looked at it and I don't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Something to do with Lakers, but
You're on your own on that one. Someone put a ball in a hoop and they celebrated.
I did, Kevin. I did check my messenger. I mean, we could do like if I had to choose 2 or 3 more. Music, production, and editing. I could do.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Drew, who you picking for Best Picture first?
Substance. I'm going to do a swing ball. I might go Wicked, actually.
Really?
Really?
Only from the point of view of choreography, it is absolutely astounding. And when you watch the making of, the way that they do those kind of one shots through all of the different things going on, the kind of multiple levels of discipline, direction, production, speculation.
Yeah, I did see on social media that thing where there's like a hamster wheel. They actually did that with the jump.
So they've got different kind of stunt people, and they've got break dancers and kind of like free runners, and like it's a massive spectacle, man, isn't it? It's breathtaking, Peter. Like
now, Drew, I agree 100%. Like that hamster wheel scene you're talking about, dancing through life.
Yeah, in the library. Yeah.
Once that went on, maybe it was IMAX, but once that happened, I was locked in for the rest of the film after that sequence.
Oh, was that
now,
early
I
on,
do agree as the wild card for Best Picture is Wicked because it's applicable to all audiences.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like The Substance is more horror. Emilia Perez is for the experimental people, the deep cinephiles. But Nosferatu, well, that ain't nominated, but that's another horror. Dune is sci-fi, but
Conclave's
to me,
about a different set of files.
Yeah, like that's true. I mean, but Wicked to me, most general population could go see it and report about it in a fair manner.
I haven't seen it, but I probably would enjoy it if I saw it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good fun, man. It's really good fun.
Let's be honest.
From a visual, because you know the way I always saw Best Picture in my mind was partly as in how visually pleasing and stunning it is. It wasn't always about best film, as in like Best Picture was like how I physically saw the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? And I think Wicked is an absolute breathtaking
It is a shame that Deadpool
Sure.
Wolverine, I know why it can't get nominated because it's kind of like a superhero Marvel, but come on, how much fun did you have watching that movie?
That is probably
Yeah.
since I bought that film, I kid you not, I've seen that about 17 times.
Wesley Snipes coming back, the whole like,
Brilliant.
oh, is it Captain America? No, he's the Human Torch with Chris Evans, like all the different Deadpools, the dog, like
Now,
every
riddle
scene
me
was just
this:
brilliant.
if there were no cameos in Deadpool and Wolverine, would it still have the same fun though?
Yeah,
Ooh.
because the best cameos are when the best cameo is when I think he's himself is the funniest bit when he's Nice Paul and he's like using him as a shield and he doesn't realize he doesn't regenerate. And at
Yeah,
the end of it, he's got like nothing left, has he? And stuff.
but you know
If
about
Blade wasn't
social
in
media
there,
who
Yeah.
Nice Paul's meant to be, right?
Baldoni.
apparently, yeah, so they're saying.
I get it because they've showed clips of him saying things like "I'm a feminist." He's like, he's
Yeah.
like,
I don't really
he's
care
like,
about all that
he's
like
lost all the
mumbo
baby
jumbo that
weight.
goes on behind the scenes, like who touched who and who said what, whatever.
I don't
I
even
only
care.
about the
I don't even
movie.
care. Right, let's move on. Let's move on to something interesting like music. So we'll do the music original score. So the nominees are The
Deadpool,
Brutalist.
Wolverine, NSYNC.
Shut up! Fuck's sake. Glad we don't do this podcast in person because he'd be knocked the fuck out. Love you. Right, music original score. The Brutalist, Conclave, Amelia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot.
Well, does Wicked count? Because it's not original, is it? It's from another thing.
This
No,
is
the
the
score.
actual score, not the songs themselves.
I'll go with Wicked then, because I haven't seen it, but I imagine it's pretty cool.
I'm going with the Brutalist. That score was pretty unique and powerful, I thought.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them, so I can't judge. But I imagine there's an awful lot of musical theatrics going on in Wicked.
So Brutalist, Wicked, Drew.
I wish I'd seen more of these things, to be honest.
Well, your cinema opens up this month, so you can start seeing everything again.
Yeah, but I can't see all of these ones that have just been and gone, unfortunately. But
Next year's chat will be better then.
I mean, yeah, I know, right?
Go
I
on,
can be better at my job.
go pick one. Anyone you want.
I'll just go Wicked as well because I mean the music is just astounding. But again, I don't know what the other scores are for everything else, but I'm sure they're incredible. But
For the record, I'm going Conclave. That was epic.
That's the
Sound
priest one, isn't it?
Sound was great. Cardinals, to be specific.
Cardinals. Okay. What was the sound? Boys screaming in the background.
Oh!
Little thuds of knees dropping to the floor.
No. We should do next week. We should review the Oscars and from like 2012, so we've actually seen all the movies.
That's a pretty cool idea, actually. We just pick one of our favourite years in cinema and go and do
Yeah,
that.
like Best Picture 1996, so Jurassic
Whoa.
Park, or whatever.
98 or 99 would be a good one, too, for discussion. I think that was like Saving Private Ryan, Shakespeare in Love. There were a bunch around that time. A bunch of winners.
I'd be up for that. We'll have to do it in a couple of weeks.
1995 was like all Ace Ventura and Bad Boys and stuff, wasn't it?
Well, we've got a couple of guests the next few weeks, so maybe in March we could do some of that. That would be cool. Did you say you wanted another one, or do you need to shoot?
I could do editing. Then, yeah, I got to shoot.
What would you like? Yeah.
what do you want to do, Peter?
Yeah, editing, production design, visual effects, or writing.
Editing, because I feel like visual effects is a little off. They're missing a lot in there.
Okay. Editing. Is that the one I didn't take a photo of?
Is it the same 4 films again?
Maybe.
Probably.
Amelia Perez, Conclave. Like,
All right, bear with me. I'm just scrolling
it'd be
to.
funny if they showed the audience the Oscars. It was just the people from the 5 films that are nominated for everything, just like a tiny little clump of people.
To be fair, it's the same bloody films.
Oh, it is? Oh, sure.
Film
Okay.
editing. Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Amelia Perez, and Wicked.
They always do that, man, don't they? They always do that.
From what you said, Wicked sounds like good editing, but The few clips I've seen of Amelia Perez, even though the songs sound
part of me actually
mental,
thinks
the actual cuts and the way it's done looks quite quick.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I'm gonna go with
interesting.
Amelia Perez because I've seen the jerky cuts in it. It looks quite good.
well, part of me was going to say the Conclave because you're saying it's such a kind of complex, not necessarily like monotonous shots, but the idea that it's all happening in one place, the editing has to be so precise and so good to create the
I would argue then
I'd
that
say the
as much as I
cinematographer
don't,
is more important than that one, but yeah.
I would say the editing on Longlegs was great. The cut-ins, like when they're at the little shop and it cuts these in the car,
Yeah.
and it's like those cuts
Quite
are awesome.
abrupt.
Or at the very beginning, the cut where it goes to the old film, and then he talks about his long legs and it like flips again and stuff.
That's a
Like,
good point. I like
That's
that.
good editing in that film.
Yeah,
Like
when it's
if you're
like
talking
that
about
for the
cut
first
actual
half.
physical sound
Yeah.
on computer editing.
Kevin,
Yeah.
was The Brutalist one of the other ones in that category for editing?
Yeah, Honora, Brutalist, Conclave, Amelia, Wicked.
So,
I don't even know
I'm
what
going to
Nora's
go with this
about.
final thought on editing. Wicked and The Brutalist are the longest films in this category, but they also fly by for how long they are. Like, I felt like they flew by quicker than Oppenheimer. That was at 3 hours. Meanwhile, Wicked's at 2 hours and 40. Brutalist is at 3 hours and 40 minutes.
3
Well,
hours
don't
and
count
40
the intermission.
minutes. Oh my god.
But it flew by. And that's the job of the editor, to keep the pace moving. I mean, the director kind of helps with that too, the poise and the delivery. But I'm going with Wicked, if not
So
The
you're gonna go
Brutalist.
with Wicked?
One. But
Right.
Kevin,
wait.
the
Sorry,
biggest snub right here, Kneecap. I think
Oh,
not just international film didn't get nominated. I think it deserved editing and at least one of the songs.
100%.
Even cinematography. That was like a tour de force kind of film, but I don't know why it just got swept up over here in the States.
Yeah, I wrote that down as a snub, especially for say for the song. I've looked at the songs as well. There's like no one I've ever heard of. It's all Amelia Perez, Sing Sing, and Elton John in a song. I don't know.
I didn't know any of the songs except Elma from Amelia Perez. There's another song in there from Amelia, but I don't remember that song.
Mia
So-
Khalifa. Not a clue. Not a clue. But right, so for editing, you're going Wicked. Where you
I'll
got
go with Wicked as the final for that one. Yeah.
James, Drew?
Amelia Perez.
I'm just going to go. I'm going to go Wicked just because, yeah, it's the only one I've seen, unfortunately. But it does fly by. Yeah, like you said, man, pace is everything, right?
I'll go Conclave.
But I can't believe The Brutalist is almost 4 hours. That's mental.
It's got a 15-minute
I'll say
interval,
this,
isn't
when
it?
it got to the intermission, I was like,
What?
I don't think we needed one. I was like,
So everyone goes to the bar and has a few bevies and then comes back in.
I love intermissions because, yeah, I get to blink. I get to go to the bathroom. Like, I get to do a couple things. But yeah, it's a clear 15-minute countdown intermission after an hour and 50 minutes. We're not even past the 2-hour mark when they give you the intermission.
Wow.
But that was the best part. I saw it in IMAX, so everyone is coming down the stairs during this intermission. Like,
Coming for their ice cream.
yeah.
There must be well big
I brought a
queues
whole sub, a big sandwich to that, and a
Nice.
large popcorn. I still had popcorn. I was so intrigued by the film. I still had popcorn at the end of the film.
You say
Yeah,
it's
if I
actually
have
good, yeah?
popcorn at the end of the film, that means it's a good film.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's how I
Yeah,
judge a movie.
when I take Reef, the popcorn's gone before the film starts.
Yeah, I normally eat the nachos all during the trailers. I'm like, damn it, I've got nothing for the movie.
Yeah.
Good. If you're crunching nachos near me when the film starts.
Yeah, you would knock me the funk out. Yeah.
Oh, my sister who went with me to The Brutalist hated me because the sandwich had onions and oil and vinegar. It smelt. Oh.
You're one of them.
I brought it in Tupperware and snuck it in my shirt too. I was like, oh, it's all here.
He just brings out a mini kitchen and starts frying stuff up. What are you doing, man?
I
Got a whole
kid you not,
buffet.
Drew. I've heard people drop silverware in the theater before in the States.
Whoa.
People get inventive over
Silver
here.
service is a dining experience.
Yeah. It's something, I'll say that.
I don't expect that. But anyway, we should let Peter go and fish a mattress out of a lake.
Yes.
That's tonight. I still gotta do the books for accounting right now. But boys, it's been a pleasure. But thank you so much for having me on again.
That's
Dude.
always great. I don't even want to ask because I don't want to put you in a position where you have to answer or you feel like you have to. But
Ask
I have
it.
no idea whether Fish and Mattress is out or like a hobby or it's part of your job. So you don't have to
Good
say
question.
anything.
For me personally, I'm
What's
an
one of
avid
the
fan
other?
of nature. Like I'm just a mountain hiker. I love
Yeah.
going on trails in the snow, the summer, spring, you name it. Like I'm very detached from digital, believe it or not. This is why I have a movie pass. I don't have any streams besides Hulu. So I'm very in the moment. Like when it comes to reality. So like movies and doing these little interviews, that's kind of it for my like digital world, if you will. So for me, so for me, this bed mattress in the lake is a big deal. And for those watching or listening to this podcast, it's Natco Lake in Natco Park in Hazlet, New Jersey. But for me, it's been my childhood park. And when I was there when I was young, I saw other people like myself being hoodlums. But ever since I was young, 25 years ago, they never stepped it up to protect this park from hooligans. So I think I have to do my part now and give back to my town
I
or,
think
park.
from Drew's point of
Very
view,
good.
who's someone that's known in the local community for throwing mattresses into local ponds and water basins, I think maybe this could be the key to stop Drew and maybe think about what you're doing.
That's because I like waterbeds, So
Very good.
You'll always see Drew with a deflated lilo getting lobbed in a pool somewhere.
yeah, but look, maybe somebody was trying to help out a homeless person and it just went wrong. That could be, here's a mattress for somebody that's sleeping rough. Oh, and then someone throws it in the lake.
I'll say this: we only have one homeless person in that neck of the woods, and they are in a white outfit, just carrying around their briefcase all day.
You
I
sure
don't know
they're not
why, but
CSI?
that's it. That's the homeless person we have.
Wow.
Wearing a white
briefcase. I thought we were going to
outfit.
say marbles, but a briefcase.
Sounds like a crime scene investigator with a white suit and a briefcase.
Yeah.
It's an old lady, actually. Like she has white hair. I don't know what it is, but it's the only person that's like visibly homeless or
It's
just
definitely not
wandering
Billy
the
Idol,
streets
no.
around here.
And she's not dirty. She's wearing white and she's not dirty and she's homeless.
Not dirty, but she gets by.
She's got Daz. She can afford Daz, so
It's-
she keeps her whites white.
Sounds a bit of Clockwork Orange.
I kind of want to make a movie about her.
Be interesting, yeah. What's the name of that park again? I just want to Google it. Where it is.
Natco Park.
How do
Nako.
you spell that? Nako.
Oh, close. Natco.
EO.
CO.
So not close at all.
You could give the film a really artsy name like The Mattress Sinking.
I'm actually trying to write a moment or do a storyboard of a moment of my life where I didn't have a digital camera or smartphone. It was probably the most wild time of my life or the most depressing yet triumph part of my life. But more to come in that in a different story. But boys, I really have to get going, go.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That was a long goodbye.
Natco Park. Save Natco Park.
Nako Park. Amazing. All right.
Take it easy,
Thanks,
dude.
man. Thanks again.
All right, take care.
See you later, man.
Bye.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you had a whale of a time.